Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to F125 and another part of our career mode. Today we are back and we are trying to really push forward with this series and actually get back on track, because we've had an awful time of it in the last two races. We were very, very consistent before that, but I'm hoping that we managed to improve with our performances, because we have been lagging behind more recently, so we need to get back on track, it is fair to say. So development wise, we should be able to pop in a couple more intercoolers, and may even be able to do a durability one. No, not yet. Okay, fine. Do some more research though, probably on aerodynamics. Get some drag stuff done. And some secondary wing flaps. That all looks very, very nice. Okay. And it seems to want me to go into this. Let's go back to phase one. That seems fine. Cool. Right, into the other sections we go. I think we're all good actually. Quick look at how the driver talks are progressing reasonably. Okay, cool. Right, activities. Let's autofill. Why not? Cool. Advance on.
Hey, Chief. We've got multiple parts out of research. Don't forget to develop them.
So some development
We've got performance
failed.
sitting on the table that we could be getting into the car.
Yeah, that seems fine. Yeah, cool. Yeah. We've obviously got the sprint race to come today, haven't we? Oh, that's not worked, has it? It's annoying. Cool. That seems fine. Right. Continue on. Research complete.
Hi, Chief. Just reminding you that because we've hit the halfway point of the season, our testing time will be reset based on our performance. In short, the better we do, the less testing time we get, and vice versa. Check your research area to learn more.
I don't think we've actually I don't actually think we've ended up with not being able to do stuff. So yeah. Can do cylinder head. That one's got a chassis. Yeah. Let's go for the cylinder head, why not? Okay. Back we go. We have got some upgrades to assign. Yeah, some of these have not come through, which is a shame. We got one of the intercoolers through. Yeah, we've got plenty of upgrades on their way. that all looks good. It still wants me to do research for some reason. But I think everything's okay. Got more messages. Okay. Advance on.
Hey, Chief. We have a part or two ready for development because they finished research. Let's get that in motion, shall we? Head to engineering for more info.
Secondary wing flaps sorted for just after Great Britain. Yeah, everything else looks pretty damn good. Yeah, we're in a good place. We're in a really good place. Right, more owner training can be done. Okay. Let's go with that. And we can do that next time. Right, now. It is a sprint weekend, so we've got to be a little bit careful, I think. We've had some upgrades done. It was nice, so we can actually get another facility done. Let's do that. Driver psychologist is done. Let's do that. Cool. Right. Yeah, tyre allocation. Of course, it is a sprint weekend. I'm going to go for a softer tyre allocation, and let's get into the weekend. We are going to be driving as Zach O'Sullivan, so I'll see you guys for sprint qualifying, and fingers crossed we can put in a good performance.
High up in the mountains here at Spielberg, it's time for qualifying on what will be the fastest laps of the season. Stand by for qualifying at the Austrian Grand Prix.
So it appears that Austria isn't a sprint race this year. Well, who knew? Not me. So, yeah, well, really odd that they've replaced the sprint. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, looking forward to... I think, is it back at Belgium this year? You know, now I've seen it, maybe I remember that. That's going to be an interesting one. Anyway, we have got lots of soft tyres for qualifying. We should hopefully manage to not have to use any other tyres. So, yeah, looking forward to getting into it. I think the setup's pretty good this weekend, so fingers crossed we can get to Q3 and actually get a decent starting position, because I think that's been a big chunk of our problems so far in the last couple of races, is qualifying badly. So let's take you on a lap of this Spielberg circuit, show you how planted this car actually is through here. We're looking to get into the 104s to get through to Q2, I would imagine. And 106 from Alex Albon, so maybe I'm overestimating that a little bit. You can see the car is feeling very nice, and just makes a change that we're not feeling skittish. And the corners, it feels absolutely planted. Not like it's going to step out on us at every step. It's a lovely smooth lap so far. Being experienced and understeer through this corner, but that's absolutely perfect. Purple middle sector, and you know, we're not exactly wringing the neck of this car on this lap, and this is going to be a very reasonable time. And here we come then, up to the line, and it's a 1:05.6, which does put us fastest for now. So we'll certainly settle for that. Colapinto pops up into P2 as well, so will be very interesting to see if that's enough to get through. Well, nice and comfortably through. The two Red Bulls quicker than us, Piastri as well, but 4th and 5th for the Toyotas, looking pretty good. Well, here we come up to the line at the start of Q2 to 105.4 again.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Just behind Lewis and Max, and yeah, I think that's pretty competitive. It should get us through to Q3. Well, big shock there because Colapinto has not managed to get through. He qualifies only 14th, so it's the opposite way around to what we have been experiencing. He would have got through into Q3 with his Q1 time, but he couldn't hold it all together. So, yeah, chance for once for us to be in the fight for pole position. We're going to save some tyres for tomorrow, so we're having one run at this. It seems like people have put some good times on the board here. In the mid 104s, we have not really been anywhere near that sort of pace. Going to use a little boost of DRS just to help us out there. This is our one and only time in Q3. That was a nice little exit. Next corner is crucial now. We'll see where we are compared to Oscar Piastri as we fly around this corner. A little bit of understeer, but we're okay. We're actually 3/10 up on Oscar here. We're going to be in the 104s ourselves here if we can pull this off. Looks like people are going even quicker as we fly around the final corner now. What's it going to be as we head up to the line? It's a 105.1. It's not a great time in the end, and it's only P8, but I tell you what, it's a hell of a lot better than what we have managed recently, and that should give us a great starting position for the race tomorrow.
Getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Yeah, it looked like the McLarens and Red Bulls are well out of our leagues, and yeah, we've split the Mercedes. We're sort of bottom of the leading pack, if you like. But Max Verstappen is just a monster in this game. I mean, look at his lead in the championship. He's absolutely dominating, and you know, Tsunoda doing a good job as well for Red Bull. So yeah, hopefully some good points in the race tomorrow though.
This is it then, race day in Spielberg for this year's Austrian Grand Prix. Not long to go before our drivers hurtle off the line and into the first turn, the Niki Lauda curve. It was renamed in 2019 in memory of one of Formula One's most beloved figures. The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 metres above sea level, with just 10 corners making up one of the shortest laps of the season. One time around here is a distance of around 2.6 miles, with the best overtaking chances into turn 1 or the tight uphill of turn 3. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Lando Norris lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Piastri, Tsunoda, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Leclerc, Russell, O'Sullivan, Antonelli, and Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Stroll, Franco Colapinto, and Ocon, Gasly, Hadjar, Alex Albon, and Gabriel Bortoleto, Lawson, Doohan, Hulkenberg, and Ollie Behrman rounds off the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And alongside me today, a man who I'm always pleased to see join me in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. In Formula One, Ant, we take every race as it comes, and there's always another race next week. But some milestones are worth thinking about. This, double figures now for our new team.
Yeah, the team's 10th appearance. They've done well to this point. They're getting their foot through the door, but there's a lot more to come. Much tougher tracks where you've got to get even more performance out of your car.
Okay, here we are then, ready to take on this race.
I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
We have saved some soft tyres, of course, but yeah, don't really know whether it'll help us. I suppose at the very least we can have some options if there's late safety cars, but yeah, maybe we should have went for a harder tyre allocation. I assume, well, because of I thought it was a sprint weekend, I thought we could have used them in the sprint race and kept all of our harder tyres for the race, but it's not really worked out like that. Russell and Leclerc, they're starting on the hard tyres, and it actually looks like most of the top 7 are starting on hards. Hamilton is. All of these guys are. So it doesn't look like there's any sort of split strategy. Not a Max, no. It's not either, so we're gonna... we have to be off the track, don't we?
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
Which is fine, we can sort that. Some runoff around here. I mean, what a dream this would be at the start of this race, but there's a little bit of runoff here, so we can let them through. Slot in after Russell, perfect. And now we got to make sure that our tyres are up to temp, ready for the start of this race. Now what we might have done here is helped out Max Verstappen. Helped out Lando Norris and Piastri get Max Verstappen at the start, because they've arrived a little bit after. Their tyres should be nice and warm. But yeah, it's nice to start much further up the grid, and to be honest, we could have probably started even further up the grid. Yeah, we've got to keep ourselves out of trouble, unlike in Canada.
Okay, not the best placement there, mate. Let's try and get a good launch as the race starts.
That's annoying. Let's put us all the way back here now. Lights out, away we go, and I tell you what, that's a very good start off the grid. Look at that, what a start that is. I'm going to head towards turn 1, Lewis Hamilton on our outside, and we managed to stay just about behind him. We're ahead of Charles Leclerc as Lewis Hamilton is following the two McLarens. Max Verstappen has got off to an absolute flyer, and there goes Charles Leclerc trying to go round our outside, possibly using that little bit of extra straight line speed that he's got. We've got the two McLarens side by side, and this is allowing Max Verstappen to just race off into the distance, as he often does in this game. He has absolutely dominated this season so far. The only race he was really challenged was Imola, when Franco Colapinto was chasing after him. The other race that he, of course, didn't win was one that he retired from, but he pretty much dominates every race at the moment. That's not ideal. Bit of a lazy track extend there. as Max Verstappen starts this race absolutely perfectly. Now then, here goes Lewis Hamilton. He's having a little look at Oscar Piastri. We're just keeping pace with these guys and hoping that we can maintain our position with them. And there goes Piastri. He's going a little bit defensive, as is Charles Leclerc, having a little look at us. But yeah, as long as we can stay within this DRS train, it will massively help our race time later on. We also kind of need to pass these guys because they're on the medium tyres and need to make them work as well as they can do. Otherwise the end of this Grand Prix could get ugly.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more.
Slip it back into overtake mode, or hot lap mode, sorry. This is pretty good and trying to look after those front tyres quite nicely. Lewis Hamilton still chasing Oscar Piastri here at the start of this race.
Tyre condition still looking good.
It's a bit of a DRS train at the moment because we all have DRS. You can see we are gaining on Lewis and he's lost out a little bit to Oscar Piastri, but once again just holding our station here. 36 laps, it's a long race. Don't need to be throwing it down the inside just yet. This is going to be our chance on Lewis Hamilton. He hasn't got DRS anymore. Goes defensive. Going to hold back to try and get the DRS again. Did it work?
Nice
no.
Move. Good job.
But a little bit of overtake and we managed to pull away from him. So Lewis Hamilton has been passed and now not in the dirty air anymore, so should be able to catch up to these two in front. As I say, I think our pace is a lot better than what qualifying actually showed yesterday. Damn it. Well, there we go. I mean, 3 times we just went a little bit wide at that same corner.
It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
It's really annoying. So 3-second penalty, but this track is really tough for track limits because the car just sort of throws itself out wide. It's not me deliberately trying to get an advantage. It's just that little slight bit of understeer, sorry, through those type of corners.
The car ahead's beginning to pull away. You know what to do.
Here we go. Lewis Hamilton is going to get back through. That's probably going to help us out a little bit. It gets us back into DRS. I think that's going to be important. Well, we're going to come into the pits this lap. Our tyres have gone off a little bit, so we're now suggested to go on to a 2-stop strategy. And we are in. Nicely done. And this should bring us out around about 14th place, depending on how quick this pit stop is. Going on to
the
hard tyres.
Back into the race. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. Okay, 1 stop to go. Just 1 stop left in this strategy.
Now, what's really important is that we get these tyres up to temperature and look after them now. We have got a slow-moving car up ahead. Is that going to be a safety car? If it is, it sort of ruins our strategy. We managed to get towards a decent stopping point, I think, so I think it's going to
green flag.
cause too much issue. A bit of dirty air there, but these brand new tyres, we can use them to Get past some of these slower moving guys. Is Gasly gonna come in? No. And that is Lewis Hamilton, who we were just behind, so there's not much of an undercut here. And we need to... We're back in the DRS of Lewis, which has happened here.
Coming to fit the mediums. Car ahead now running medium tyres.
I think that's George Russell that is out, so that's going to help Colapinto's race. He should now be in the points, I think. And that's who he was battling with in sort of 9th and 10th. This could be fastest lap coming here. We already have fastest lap. This is probably going to be an even faster lap. Here we go. The line, yep, slightly faster.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
Signs big slide out of that corner. Get past him though. That looks like we will. Just got more grip around the outside there. Now, of course, Lewis Hamilton is on the medium tyres. Surely they're coming in for another pit stop, maybe to put on another set of hards later on. And that's perhaps where our disadvantage lies, is that we're going to have to use soft tyres that will degrade very, very fast. But depends how much time we can stay on these hard tyres. Colapinto presumably is trying the one stop that we were offered. Well, he's on medium tyres, so
Piastri has just set the fastest lap of the race.
he's taken them quite a long way here, hasn't he? 16 laps. Hope that Colapinto will allow us past, but just went a little bit far there, so not ideal. And I think we're now one warning away from a 6-second penalty at the end of this race, which wouldn't be ideal.
We've got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button.
Colapinto's got to be coming in. Yeah, there we go. So we'll just carefully make our way past him. Now we're
Franco's in the pits.
under a little bit of
Franco
pressure
is in the
because
pits. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 2.0 seconds.
Leclerc is catching up to us now. Got a little slide out of that corner. Well, fastest lap there, and you know we are very, very quick on these hard tyres. Certainly quicker than two Ferraris. Pulling away from Charles Leclerc, closing in on Lewis Hamilton, and once we get back into DRS, then we can start harvesting the energy again, which is crucial. Not far away from doing that. It's got so much grip.
Okay, let's try and overtake them now.
So much more grip in the corners. And that is what we need. Tsunoda, who still hasn't pitted yet. Just about managed to get through. So we're up to P4 right now, and Max Verstappen is not too far down the road, really. He's just come in to put on his set of medium tyres that he's going to take to the end now. I think the one stop has probably worked well for him. Well, we've got a real chance of being on the podium here. McLaren's in, but we're surely going to have him. If Sonoda's anything to go by, and well, look at this. Absolutely right on the back of Lewis now. Well, that puts us up into third. Now, obviously, we will have another stop to think about. 14 laps to go. We need to just keep doing what we're doing. Oh dear. Well, look at that. Is the DRS open? Yes, the DRS is open, so we are now in a horrible position.
You need to box. Your DRS is stuck open. We need you to pit for repairs.
Well, this is a disaster because we haven't. This is just ridiculous. Come on. I don't think we can really do anything though. But surely the soft tyres are just not going to last. Do we have anything else? No, we've only got used mediums. So we're going to have to come in.
Confirmed. We'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Because it's stuck open. But what a shame. We were about to get our first ever podium, and now we might not even get points.
Okay, mate, that's it. Go, go, go.
But we're away.
Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
At least they managed to close the DRS, so back down to 11th now. We lost so much time because we couldn't keep it on the track. The DRS failure. And that is going to really cost us. Well, chance on Antonelli here. Go around the outside. I think we've managed to get DRS as well.
Good job. Nice overtake.
Nice stuff, and we are going pretty quickly, but we are probably going to have to stop again. That is the issue that we've got. And of course, we're carrying this 3-second penalty as well. So it's not ideal. If it wasn't for that DRS flap failure,
The gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 11.
we would have probably had our first ever podium. Well, we're going to take a bit of a risk here because I feel like these tyres are just going to fall off. We're going to come in for a third pit stop. I guess in the hope that maybe there'll be a late safety car or something. Ah, another 10-second penalty. Well, that's ended our race then, hasn't it? So once again, big disaster in Austria.
Okay, go, go, go.
It's really annoying because actually we're going to come back out in 11th place, so we'd have really been able to score some points here. You never know, we might still be able to, but we need to make 13 seconds on Esteban Ocon by the end of this race. It's go time. The red flag here, we got some 10-second penalties. Ocon had had a spin. I think we've been given a 3-second penalty for track extending there. I'm surprised the red flag hasn't come out, but what this is doing is giving us a huge lead. Over 11th place. We might actually get a point out of this, despite everything that's happened. Well, here we come round the last corner. We are going to get a solitary point here today. Max Verstappen has won.
Okay,
Won the Grand Prix. But, yeah. Absolutely delighted with that. It's been a tough race. Obviously, the DRS failure really screwed us over. And Max Verstappen has taken another victory. I don't know how many that is in a row now.
Display of dominance today, Crofty, by this driver. They led from lights out to the flag at the end, led every lap of the race. Brilliant stuff by them, and excited to see what more they can do in future races.
Well, I don't know about you, but I've absolutely
could have been us up on the podium today.
And I'm sure these three have loved taking part. Here come our podium finishers. One of the all-time greats celebrates yet again. It's another podium, it's another top step for Max Verstappen.
Yeah, very, very disappointing, but quite happy to get.
Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
Quite happy to get that solitary point there. A few one-stoppers. One-stop did seem to be the quicker way to do it today. Franco, Colapinto, Yuki Tsunoda, Piastri, Max Verstappen there. But, you know, we were battling with Lewis Hamilton. We were well faster than Charles Leclerc. You know, realistically, we'd have probably been second or third today had that DRS failure not happened. And I know we had the penalty anyway, but we were driving so remarkably smoothly. We wouldn't have got that extra 10-second penalty. Just disappointing, but very, very happy to be back into the points now, helping out the team again. And yeah, we will keep pushing forward. We've got Great Britain coming up next, and that's always a fantastic race. And actually, I seem to be one of the few people that's actually reasonably quick at Silverstone. So I'm looking forward to getting into that and giving it our best shot, and hopefully getting into Q3 once again and pushing as hard as we possibly can. That is what we need. Obviously, being in Q3 massively helped the car and helped our race time, because we weren't trapped behind slow cars. You know, we were fighting with Lewis Hamilton virtually the whole time. Please. So, yeah, it's all looking very, very good. We will continue to do that and continue to push as hard as we can over the next few races as we head towards the second half of the season now, starting with Great Britain, then Belgium, Hungary, Holland, Italy, before we then have the final flyaway races, and then we get into season 2 when it's going to be really exciting with some new drivers on board, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can put in some of the reverse tracks and really spice up the gameplay. But yeah, Max Verstappen absolutely dominating the season so far. Just that one DNF in Japan, the only race that he has not managed to win. It has been rather crazy. But with us at Toyota, we're chipping away. I think 4th is probably the best we can achieve anyway this season. You know, we're not gonna get near Ferrari or McLaren. So, you know, we keep chipping away, trying to beat Mercedes, and then we go into next season with a brand new, fresh lineup, trying to win the championship. That has got to be the aim, I think. So, if you guys have enjoyed that, then give it a massive thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.